Good evening, everyone. Would like to call the city council meeting to order and have a roll call.
Alderperson Robinson, Hurt, Maynard,
Here.
Swanson,
Here.
Parker,
Here.
Poulos, Healy,
Here.
and Mayor Tomes.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Public comment. Nobody has signed up for public comment, so we will move to item number 6.
Minutes from the May 20th, 2024 study session and city council meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Anybody discussion? Any discussion? Excuse me. Gee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Item 7.
Minutes from the May 20th, 2024 closed session. And those were part 1 of those minutes. Part 2 still coming.
Move to approve the closed session minutes.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item number 8.
Proclamation declaring June 29th, 2024 as Rock Island County NAACP Day. Whereas the National Organization for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, is the oldest civil rights organization in the United States and was created in 1909 as a national call for justice for African Americans due to the Springfield, Illinois race riots in August of 1908, one of the most infamous events in Illinois in American history. And whereas people from across the nation were shocked and dismayed that racial riots occurred in an adopted hometown of Abraham Lincoln, leading activists to gather to take up the struggle for the civil and political rights of Black citizens. Ultimately, this resulted in the founding of the NAACP. And whereas citizens of the United States of America, white, Black, are joined together to ensure justice and equality for all citizens. And whereas the Rock Island County NAACP branch number 3268 continues that historical and proactive tradition of justice for all citizens and the struggle for the civil and political rights in the city of Rock Island through numerous community events, including the Freedom Fun Banquet on Saturday, June 29th, 2024. And whereas the city of Rock Island acknowledges the Rock Island County NAACP for its dedication to the struggle for the civil and political rights of citizens of color.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim Saturday, June 29th, 2024, to be Rock Island County NAACP Day in the City of Rock Island, a day dedicated to unity and justice in the City of Rock Island for all residents of our community. I believe we have a few spokespeople here or representatives to receive this. You are welcome. There you go. Now, just the microphone's yours if you wish to say something. Push the button there, light it up.
Yeah, there's a green. There you go.
Okay, good evening. Thank you so much for this proclamation. I just visited Washington, D.C. My husband and I got to walk around and take a look at the Capitol and the other monuments in Washington, which was a reminder of how awesome our country really is and all of the sacrifices that have been made for us to get where we are at this moment in time in our society. What we have established in the United States of America for all of our citizens and those who plan on becoming citizens is something that should be preserved and never forgotten and never lost. So, and this is just a reminder to the NAACP of all the work that we still have to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for all you do. All right, item number 9, update Rock Island. Got a couple items here. Come enjoy free music, dancing, and great food. The 68th annual Starlight Review Concerts series is back in the swing every Tuesday at Lincoln Park, located at 11th Avenue and 38th Street. Hy-Vee Grill starts selling food at 5 p.m. with music and dancing from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. This Tuesday, June 11th, bring a lawn chair and enjoy music from the incredible 45s. Next week's performance will be the Donovan Band. Would you or someone you know make a great firefighter? The Rock Island Fire Department is accepting applications. If you have a passion for serving others and willingness to be part of a team, this is your chance. Call 309-732-2800 to be connected with a recruiting team and apply at apply at rigov.org. Are you ready for a spine-tingling adventure? Paranormal Night at Longview Park takes place June 29th from 7 to 10 p.m. Experience the thrill of the unknown as the park's most mysterious spots are explored with expert ghost hunters from Whispering Souls Paranormal. Will you encounter a spirit from beyond? There's only one way to find out. The investigation begins at 8 p.m. There will also be a paranormal equipment demonstrations and beer garden with snacks. Maybe do the beer before the other, and you'll see all kinds of things. Depends what order you do them. So that's all we have for this evening. Item number 10.
Consent agenda items A through G.
Sorry. Move to approve the consent agenda items A through G.
Second.
Moved in second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item number 11.
Do A through C, or if the council wishes, I can read them all.
Move to allow claims A through C.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item number 11D.
Report from the Public Works Department requesting approval to award a bid to Corrective Asphalt Materials LLC of South Roxana, Illinois for the application of an asphalt-based rejuvenator in the amount of $65,000.
Move to award the bid as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item number 11E.
Report from the Parks and Recreation Department requesting approval to award a bid to Tri-City Electric for the Mel McKay Park Pickleball Lighting Project in the amount of $42,782 ARPA funds.
Move to award the bid as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 12A.
An ordinance regarding the amending of Chapter 15, Article 4, Hotel Motel Tax, Section 15-51 of the Rock Island County Code of Ordinances. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 12B.
An ordinance regarding amendments to the Junkyard Ordinance, Chapter 8, Article 9, second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 12C.
An ordinance regarding amendments to the city's zoning ordinance for outdoor storage, automobile repair uses, and industrial zoning districts, second reading.
Move to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 12D.
Report from the Community and Community Development Department regarding the sale of city-owned property at 1603 8th Street to Travis Atterberg for $10 plus closing costs, first reading.
Move to authorize the city manager to execute the agreement and consider suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 13A.
Report from the Finance Department regarding a statement of work agreement with North Star Utilities Solutions to create a new service for billing, creating new accounts for land-only parcels that have been identified, and add the new service for billing to all identified accounts.
Motion to approve the agreement and authorize city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 13B.
Report from the Community Development Department regarding a contract for Radon Solutions LLC for radon testing and mitigation.
Move to approve the contract and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 13C.
Report from the Community Development Department regarding bids for the emergency demolition of 1723 7th Street, recommending the bid be awarded to Valley Construction of Rock Island, Illinois, in the amount of $23,350.
Move to authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Due
Are
to-
we? Go on, Dylan.
Thanks. Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
My question is, are we taking over this property then? Is it going to become city-owned once?
I don't believe that is the case. I defer to Leslie on that though regarding the process.
Yeah, we do not have ownership of that property.
So how do we get ownership so we didn't just flush 23 grand down the toilet?
So technically, we have that demolition. Since we've
Done?
done the demolition, we can attach demolition lien if we want to, and always
Okay.
foreclose upon that if that's a something that the city is willing to pursue or wanting to
Okay.
pursue.
Well, what, no one's been at since 2015, so, you know, I guess it would just be trying to track that down through property tax records, whether they paid those or, you know.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I think that the property taxes had been sold for a couple of the years, but not all of the years.
Okay.
Yeah, the property had a house fire back in 2015 and it's been abandoned since that
Yeah.
time.
I mean, we should at least try to get something for it if we're spending the money. I guess that's the business side of me. Like, get something for the money that we're spending. But I understand we have to approve this, but I get it. So,
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
13D.
Report from the Community Development Department regarding a contract with Altus Works, Inc. for the Old Chicago Neighborhood Resources Survey in the amount of $19,015.
Move to award the contract as recommended and authorize the city manager to execute the contract.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 13E.
Report from the Public Works Department requesting approval of a water, sewer, and stormwater fee and rate study contract with Stanley Consultants in the amount not to exceed $14,500.
Motion to approve the contract and authorize city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Hesitations here. Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Didn't we already do something?
Yeah, is it that time already?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started the 5-year rate increase in 2020. And so that rate increase will go through 2025, but as part of the budget process, we're looking for fees beyond 2025.
Boy,
Time-
those 4 years went fast.
I was gonna say time flies, doesn't it?
Very quick. And as you know, we have several big ticket projects that will be coming on to this rate study and our capital improvement plan. And so that's the need to take an independent look at these rates.
Yeah, do we need to pay somebody $14,000 for them to tell us we need to raise fees? I mean, can we just do that ourselves?
That was my question.
I think it's good to have an independent look at the fees. They did a thorough analysis back in 2020. Stanley has been used by several municipalities in the area to do the same sort of study. We had a great benefit from it last time. They completed a complete report with their findings, and I recommend it.
Okay.
Documentation for constituent ask, we can say is documented independently.
Yeah, it just sounds like political CYA, but you know.
And that's a time and material not to exceed. It could be half that cost.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy,
Aye.
Maynard,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Item 13F.
Report from the Human Resources Department regarding a 3-year contract agreement with the Rock Island Firefighters, IAFF Local 26, from January 1, 2024 through December 31st, 2027.
Move to approve the approach labor agreement as recommended.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Thank you,
Any
everybody.
discussion? No. Just giving a hard time. You discuss it some more, you know. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy,
Aye.
Maynard,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
and Pulis.
Aye.
Now, good job to everybody involved that passed.
All right. Item 14.
A report from the Finance Department regarding a budget adjustment to the MLK Activity Fund 901 in the amount of $39,500. B, a report from the Finance Department regarding a budget adjustment to the Water Operations Maintenance Fund 501 in the amount of $498,122 and a budget carryover to the MFT Rebuild Illinois Grant Fund 231 in the amount of $630,000.
Motion to approve budget adjustments A through B.
Second.
Hang on one second here. Yeah, you read, it's still the MLK, right? Yeah.
What is it?
He was thought there was maybe an old agenda. You read the
Oh.
wrong. What was wrong with it, Tom?
Oh, this is the June 10th agenda?
Did you read the MLK ad?
Yeah, 39,500.
Okay. All right. If there's any discussion, roll call.
Alderperson Healy,
Aye.
Maynard,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
and Pulis.
Aye.
Item 14C.
Report from Finance Department regarding a budget carryover from CY 2023 to the Community/Economic Development Fund 207 in the amount of $1,622 for CY 2024. Sorry, I'm not used to those small amounts on there. You saw it. Like it's only 1,000. Oh.
Motion to approve the budget carryover item as recommended.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy,
Aye.
Maynard,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
and Pulis.
Aye.
Item 15A.
Report from the Police Department regarding the approval of $30,000 in ARPA funds restricted for additional traffic enforcement and bicycle patrol.
Move to approve the request as recommended.
Second.
That better be one heck of a bicycle.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
15B.
Report from the Police Department regarding the approval of $26,358 in ARPA funds restricted for the purchase of 6 solar-powered speed radar signs for school zones.
Move to approve the request as recommended.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Besides, slow down. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 15C.
Report from the Human Resources Department regarding the addition of the Juneteenth holiday as an official holiday in the city of Rock Island, commencing with calendar year 2024.
Move to approve the additional holiday as recommended.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 16A.
Report from the Trafficking Engineering Committee regarding a request from Gilbert Richardson to ban parking on the east side of 33rd Street between 15th and 16th Avenue. First reading.
Motion to approve the request and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 17A.
Report from the Mayor's Office regarding an appointment to the Preservation Commission.
Motion to approve the appointment as recommended.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
And Pulis.
Aye.
Item 18A.
The mayor will close a regular meeting in order to convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting. After the conclusion of the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting, the mayor will close the meeting and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
Move to close the regular city council meeting and convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, regular meeting is closed. Port District is open. Any discussions? Where's Tom? Anything?
Tom?
Any report?
Nothing to report tonight.
Nothing to report tonight.
Have we applied for that grant yet? Or are we in the process still?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Have we applied yet for the planning grant?
Yes, we have.
Okay. When do we anticipate getting a response?
The city manager asked me that very question this afternoon.
So
I'll
you
let
don't
him know
know.
tomorrow and I'll drop you a note too.
No problem.
All right, anything else in regards to? Nothing else?
Motion to exit the Rock Island Regional Port Authority and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Item 19, other business. Anything good?
Thank you to staff and constituents who came out to my ward meeting last Wednesday. Thanks to the Hallberg Center for hosting. Really appreciated staff going through, and Mary Chapel with the Regional Land Bank Authority. She was there as well. The topic of the evening was, what are we doing with all these abandoned houses in Rock Island and the Fifth Ward? We've got plenty in the Fifth Ward. The point that I wanted to host the meeting was to herald the really good work that our staff are doing. And I know that most of us up here know that, but for constituents to know that, yes, we know it's an issue. Yes, work with the vacant, abandoned, and foreclosed registry is taking place. The demolition process is way cleaned up than when it used to be a smoking room guy just being like, we're going to take out that building and that building. And now it's an objective matrix criteria. It's really good. And of course, the land bank that we as a council have participated in, it's really turning into a strong housing program for the city of Rock Island. I described it in the meeting as we've built a quality car here in the city of Rock Island. Now we just got to get it some gas, right? The funding that we allocate for housing, whether it be rehab, demolition, homelessness, the whole portfolio of housing related matters, not a single cent of local tax revenue goes towards housing in Rock Island. It's all state and federal grants, mostly CDBG. I think we need to get some more gas to address housing in Rock Island. So, but great meeting. Thanks to staff for being there.
I will echo that. A great meeting. I was there. Had an out-of-town guest with me, and he learned a lot. Very informative.
It was an extremely informative meeting. It was fun times for people who like to get really into the weeds of municipal bureaucracy. It was fun.
I was going to sit in the back and maybe sneak out halfway through. I ended up sitting in front, but was wanting to stay to the end, so it was great.
And I want to give a shout out. He's not here, but to Tom Sparkman and the Friends of Longview Park. You know, we allocated funding to them. I believe it was at our last meeting, and on Facebook they have posted that they drove out of town. They picked up parts to repair the conservatory greenhouse at Longview, picked up other parts to provide the greenhouse at Hauberg, I believe is where they're going to do it. But I just want to say, for anybody who does not think that the ARPA dollars don't make a difference to organizations, I just want to say that that organization has really taken it to heart and really went out and actually did what they said they were going to do in probably the fastest time frame I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was there yesterday morning helping them unload their 3 U-Haul trailers full of this 100-year-old greenhouse, and God bless those lunatics, because they have signed up for an enormous project. I mean, this thing is a lot of pieces. It's like a crazy Lincoln Log Tinker Toy thing, but they're for it. So kudos.
As part of the Rebuild Rock Island process, obviously there's a lot of construction going on downtown, but we also have murals going up in Arts Alley, which is kind of nice. Because obviously we've got a lot of underground things happening in downtown, but it's nice to see a lot of things like happening above. So starting tomorrow, there's actually 2 muralists that will be in town working simultaneously. And tonight, if everything goes as planned, one of those artists will be projecting the design onto one of those buildings. So I would encourage everybody to stop down and check it out.
Along with that, the Botanical Center has purchased a bus. And so they've got a plant discovery bus, which is kind of a one of a kind, in my understanding. Have a press conference ribbon cutting on that actually June 13th, this Thursday at 2 o'clock. So everybody's welcome to come down and see that. And once again, the creativity that's happening in a number of arts and culture venues that we have here in Rock Island, but even in the Quad Cities. So it's an exciting time for them. They, of course, had the tapestry deal with the hydroponic growing going on down there, and now this bus to take the educational part of it on the road and take it to the people. So it's a wonderful new event happening. So for that, anything else? Then item 20, a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Move to second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Good night.